not so much home lending.
Right.
So one of the things that you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure, and I want you to understand, Bank of America is a great company, and I'm not talking negatively about them. I'm saying this is the reality right now.
Right.
They tend to have more overlays than most of the other lenders out there. So if you have a loan that you've applied for, whoever you've applied with, and they've told you that you're not going to qualify now because interest rates have shifted on you, you need to give Anthony a call. And again, his number is 858-550-2580. Let's talk about approval times for short sales. What are you seeing out there in terms of an average time? If I'm a buyer and I put in an offer on a short sale today, how long are you seeing the approval time?
You know, that's a pretty good question. I think it really varies from institution to institution.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
And the reason I say institution is because the banks are regulated under a specific set of guidelines. And what we're seeing a lot of times is that they're selling those loans to other servicers
Right.
that don't have to.
Right.
So Nation Star, you know, privately held companies.
Carrington,
Yeah, whatever. And they're moving that paper a lot faster. They're able to make the financial decision and drive on, whereas the larger banks are stuck and their hands are kind of tied in a
Right.
sense because of the proper disclosure that they're now mandated to have.
Right.
So that can drag on the process. We're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Other things too is, you know, appreciation also makes people make different financial decisions.
Absolutely.
So second mortgage companies that see, hey, wait a minute, this is an appreciating zip code. We got more money here. If we just hold out for another month or two, we're going to get more money out of this deal.
Well, that's a great point. I actually hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those where we've seen verbal agreements.
So you put the brakes on things.
Right. On purpose.
Yeah, hoping that some things will close and the market will shift and they'll get a higher BPO and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we've seen it happen.
That's a great point.
Matter of fact, one of your agents in the office, so going in at 490 on a deal and they came back approved and they was a verbal approval and go back to now 520. And we got to talk to the client and figure out how that affects their payment and everything else and comps in the neighborhood and make sure that he feels warm and fuzzy about doing the purchase.
And can they still qualify?
Can they still qualify? So it has other ramifications, of course.
That's a great point. Let's talk about the extension of current protection laws. What's happening with current protection laws with regard to short sales? What are you seeing out there?
So, you know, here's the thing. In California, as you sell a property short,
Right.
in the past, those things used to be able to come after you because of the second mortgage being secured, not secured, whatnot.
So those lenders were able to come after you.
After the fact. So a lot of times we're not just battling that, but what we're battling is what reports on the credit.
Right.
So the creditors, obviously, after you do a short sale, are not really going to do you any favors.
Right.
So we're still seeing derogatory credit from 2 years ago still reporting as if it's active today.
Wow.
So we have to go back, massage credit, get things accurate. And one of the things that people really don't understand is, you know, seasoning periods.
Right.
So after you do a short sale, how much time from the date of the recording are you now eligible to do your next purchase?
Right.
Or even filing a bankruptcy.
Right.
So they figure, hey, I filed a bankruptcy 3 years ago, my lender told me I'm eligible to buy. However, they included a property in that bankruptcy, and that property didn't sell for a year later.
Right.
So now we have to not wait for the bankruptcy date, but the actual date of the sale of the property.
Right.
There's so many other facets that come into play.
That's a great point.
You know, people not really aware of.
And I know we've talked about this before, but I want our listeners to understand this. The credit reporting agencies do not work for you.
No.
They work for the lenders.
They're
right?
paid to report that information.
Absolutely. They are absolutely working for the lenders. They're not working for you, so they're not on your side. So you need to be annually minimum, right? Minimum, you need to be annually checking your credit report to make sure that, and I just did this for myself personally and my wife. I just checked it the other day to make sure that it's been reported, that everything's been reported accurately, and I found some mistakes on ours.
Right. We actually offer services now for clients up front.
Right.
For 90 days for free, where they can actually log in, get a credit report for free, and actually put in disputes and any sort of changes they need now. So after that, then they have to pay that little membership fee to stay on. But at least for that first 90 days, it helps us get things established for them and get things moving. And as they need to improve their FICO score or show something that's been paid or whatever it needs to be to get them in the right position.
Right.
So
that's awesome. Okay, real quick, if somebody's out there and they're upside down in their home, they're not sure what to do, they're thinking about letting it go back to the bank, but their home's damaged. They have, maybe they started a remodel and they pulled the kitchen out. Now the kitchen's in the living room. By the way, this actually happened. Or the kitchen's actually in the living room, right? And there's nothing in the kitchen. There's nothing but just walls in the kitchen. I've seen that. I have photographs of it. And so, you know, those kind of things happen. People start a remodel. We had one that we took that was a bank-owned property that we sold for a major bank that shall remain nameless, and the entire upstairs had no drywall.
Oh, wow.
No drywall. 2,800 square foot home, no drywall upstairs. And so, you know, it was an experience, right? And it was something that we had to come in and get it fixed and all that kind of thing. But that particular homeowner basically gave up. They gave up and let the home go back to the bank. After it was all said and done and we got a chance to talk with them, they could have put that home on the market as a short sale, short sold the property, sold it to an investor, right, who could come in as a contractor and put a package together to show the bank why it's worth significantly less than what it would be worth if it was completely fixed, right? They never had to show the property once, not once. The investor put the offer in sight unseen, had their contractor come out and inspect the property, they put the package together, sold the deal, it was complete.
Yeah.
And they saved their credit.
A lot of people, they don't understand what options they do have available.
Absolutely.
So there is one, I'll send you the link for us. We were on KTLA and actually had a video of a client that went
in. Is that the 203K?
203K.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw it. It was amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing.
And that's a real deal. And you know, the thing is also is even the reporter that was on there is now considering doing the same exact thing. And that's what actually started the whole process. You know, they heard about it and he's like, you know, show me a client. I really want to see who's done this. And we did the before and after, and I can't even tell you, in that one morning alone, I think we probably had like 45 clients calling in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes you like the house, you like the neighborhood, but you just don't have the money or the equity to do it.
Right.
The beautiful thing about that is that we're able to lend 96.5% of 110% of the future value.
Right.
So take a $300,000 house that after renovation is $400,000. We can treat it as if it's $440,000.
Right.
So, you know, and now you get the granite, you get the windows, you get everything that you need to do. Your kids get to stay in the same school, and you know, basically get a model home.
Absolutely amazing. If you want a link to that particular video, go to my website and send me a message. It's sold760.com. It's SOLD760.com. Well, that's our show. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate you being here. Anthony Ramirez, our mortgage expert with Prospect Mortgage. Until next week, I'm Mike Litton, your host, and this is the Real Estate Zone, airing every Saturday morning at 8 on AM 1450 Financial News and Talk, KFSD.